It's our final Week 7 NFL Picks live stream. We're going to be joined by Quacky T. And before we get into everything, I just want to say, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something from the merch store. It is our May is Wrath Month t-shirt. We're wearing all the Sin Month t-shirts this week. I had August. I had August on a Tuesday, I believe. I had September on Wednesday and Thursday. Of course, I have to wear the same shirt twice in a week. That's part of the obligation here. And then, of course, this is a Wrath Month. So Wrath rights are human rights. You can see this on the screen here. Just don't go hurting anyone, please. But you can get the shirt anywhere. All these shirts, you can change the colors. You can get long sleeve, you can get hoodie, you can get women's tank top, infant onesie even. You can get everything here. We have mugs, we have our hat, we have our apron. 20% off sale. So please take advantage of this if you want to help us out. Or you can buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people. I was at Penn State for 6 years, and I ran into a lot of weird people, as you can see on the book cover. It was a lot of fun to write. I think you guys have a lot of fun reading it. My first book was A Safety and a Field Goal, which is a top 5 football topic list. A lot of serious stuff, but a lot of fun stuff too. A lot of stories that haven't been told, and you get to read about some of the players and how stupid they are. So I think I'd recommend this book, although it is due for an overhaul, as Andy pointed out a few days ago. I might do it for the 10th anniversary of the book, which will be in 2 years. I'm also considering writing, the year of the bad beat, because we have had so many bad beats this year. But hopefully that turns around. To help me not turn it around, or I guess to help me turn it around, I guess, is Tom. We're 18-12 on the year on our card, so I'm excited for tonight's show to see where we go with this card, and hopefully we go with another 4-1, which we had last week. So, Tom, how are you, and how's your week 6 outside of being 4-1?
Walter, here we are again. Hello to you, and hello to everyone out there in the Walter football family. This is an exciting time, man. We have kind of, as I told you in the green room, we've kind of flown under the radar with this 18-12 start. We're handicapping pretty solid. We've gotten hosed a couple times, but we haven't made too many bad picks. I really like the direction we're going, and I really feel, hopefully I'm not going to jinx myself here, but I think the last few shows especially, I feel like I picked maybe had a more unpopular selection or upset that's come through. I feel like I've had a pretty good feel for the blueprint of how this season has gone. Because I ended up taking Cincinnati that was the first team I talked about last week against the Packers, and actually I took them all line plus 3.5 last night. So they've been treating me well, but that was the first team I brought up last week, and that was certainly an unpopular selection. At least I think it was, but I don't know. I feel really locked in. Like I had like Cincinnati. I had the Saints over the Giants, and the week before that I had the Giants over. I took the Giants money line against the Chargers. So hopefully we can keep riding this momentum. It's been good. We're 18-12. I have a card that I'm 20-10. So I'm excited to get into it. Yeah. But hey, guess what? I was scrolling through Facebook, and guess what I saw? It was recently the anniversary of the Bears are who we thought they were game. Remember that when the Cardinals were up 20? Well, they were up 23-3. Yeah, and they had the Bears had 2 defensive touchdowns. I can't remember who scored the first one at the end of the third quarter, and then Charles Tillman ran in the other one, and then they kicked it to Devin Hester with like a few minutes to go, and he ran it back. That was because I think the Bears were like -7. That was the year they went to the Super Bowl and lost. Yeah. And the infamous Denny, the late great Denny Green, rest in peace, one of my favorite coaches. The Bears are who we thought they were. It's a legendary press conference.
And we let him off the hook.
That's right, and they did. They did. God, that Bears offense was horrible, huh?
Yeah, Rex Grossman, yeah, so terrible. But that defense was amazing. They had to come back. If I were a head coach, I would never punt it to the opposing punt returner. Like never. I mean, it's punt out of bounds. Who cares? Maybe you lose 5 yards of field position, maybe 10. I'm like, well, we're not going to allow a return ever. Just punt it out of bounds. Especially if Devin Hester's on the other side. Like, for Christ's sakes, what are you doing punting then?
Remember Remember the Miracle in the Meadowlands too when Deshaun Jackson ran that one back? Matt Dodge was the punter. One of my favorite. See, like you can read Tom Coughlin's lips. He's yelling at you. You know the game's over. Deshaun Jackson scored to end the game, and Coughlin's just yelling at Matt Dodge. You can read his lips. What did I tell you to do? You know, that's for those who maybe not. Geez, that was 15 years ago now, man. Oh,
I know.
That was the 10-11 season. That was the year Green Bay won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And that Miracle in the Meadowlands, too, was an interesting play because if Deshaun Jackson, well, the Eagles don't win that game, the Packers don't make the playoffs. Because they were fighting, because they had Matt Flynn starting that night against New England. And earlier that day, that's when the Miracle in the Meadowlands 2 happened. And that the Eagles, I thought for sure, remember Michael Vick had an incredible season. I thought for sure they were going to win the Super Bowl. And it was two teams, the Packers and the Eagles, heading in two completely different directions.
Yeah.
And after that day, the Miracle in the Meadowlands 2, the Eagles never won again and the Packers never lost again.
That's crazy.
But because the Eagles came back and beat the Giants, that opened the door for Green Bay. Despite them losing that night to New England, they covered. They lost by 4. I think they were like plus 14. I remember I took them.
Yeah, I took them too.
They just had to win their last 2 games. One of them was against the Giants. So if the Giants would have, because they blew like a 3-touchdown lead to the Eagles, remember? That play was so pivotal to the Green Bay Packers winning the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
What a run they had. Yeah.
It's crazy to think, you know, could have been completely different. Steelers may have had another Super Bowl for Tomlin, you know. And who would have been in the NFC Championship had the Packers not been there? It would have been maybe Atlanta.
Either Atlanta or the Bears, I guess.
Yeah.
Bears beat the Seahawks because remember that was the Marshawn Lynch famous run.
Yeah.
That was that year. Holy cow, I can't believe that was 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's when I first moved into my house. That Super Bowl was the first Super Bowl party I ever hosted at this house, which we used to do every year until my kids were born. Now we don't do that, but it's crazy to think it's been so long. Let's honk. Yes.
Hey, thanks for joining, Brandon. We'll honk. I'll never forget. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, but you can go ahead.
I'll never forget. It's one of my favorite. I know a lot of people don't like Joe Buck. I might have mentioned this call before. At this moment, I knew Green Bay was going to win the Super Bowl. Remember, they went into Atlanta that year in the second round. Atlanta was the 1 seed, and they crushed them. And at the end, Matt Ryan was trying to get like one more playoff and try to kick a field goal. Green Bay was up by 7. He ended up throwing that pick 6 to Tremont Williams to end the half. And in that moment, I knew that Green Bay was going to win the Super Bowl. But I love the call from Joe Buck. He goes, Tremont Williams, he may go. They tried to bite off more yardage, and they just got burned. That was I knew right then. And I remember I texted you. I was like,
wait. It was the second best call that in that instance, though, because I had the best call.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You had the best call because I texted you right after that. I was like, did you just see that? And of course, Tremont Williams with the pick 6, you wrote back, it was tremendous. I was loving it. I was happier than a pig in slop, man.
Joe Buck's good, but he's not great enough to come.
Yeah, he's no Walter. He's no Walter football. Well, I'm excited to get into it, man. I watched the episode with Evan, and this is going to be an interesting show. I've got some. I was kind of surprised to see you on opposite sides on a couple of plays. I know you told me beforehand that you moved some around, so some picks around. So I'm interested to see here.
Yeah, so I went through all the injuries. There are some major injuries for 2 teams. Some big factors here. So I've changed 2 picks. I've changed unit counts on 2 other picks. So gonna be exciting to see if we align, because I know you said that you're on the opposite sides of me, and so I'm kind of curious to hear what you like. Before we get into that, a couple comments here. Patrick saying, got to start with Randomness beat Silent Hill 2 last week. It lasted with me. Wow, what a story and a plot twist. Top 10 game of all time for me. Now, have you ever played Silent Hill 2?
Not 2. I played like the original back on I think it was PlayStation years ago. Yeah, I'm really dating myself there.
Yeah, the 2 probably had a better story than 1. I like the environment of 1 more. Like when you first go into the elementary school and like weird stuff starts happening, it's kind of nuts.
Oh yeah, it's really eerie.
Yeah, it really is. And then 2, I thought had the better story. It's basically this guy goes back to Silent Hill because that was where he and his wife had their honeymoon and stuff like that. And his wife died 4 years ago of they don't say cancer, but it sounds like cancer. And he gets a letter from his wife, like 4 years after her death, and it's her handwriting and everything. And she's like, "Meet me at Silent Hill. I'm still here. Like, I'm waiting for you." And so he goes to Silent Hill 4 years after her death to find her. And as Patrick says, the plot twist is insane, very insane. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to keep playing, but whoever wants to play it now. I played Silent Hill when I was in college, so it's been out for a long time. The plot twist is incredible. It really is incredible. So I strongly urge anyone who hasn't played it to play it. Silent Hill 3 is good too. I don't know, Patrick, if you've ever played Silent Hill 1 or 3. Yeah, I guess you haven't played 3 either, Tom, right?
No.
3, there's a cool twist in 3 as well. And it kind of like ties into 1 also, which is pretty cool.
Oh.
But yeah, I think 3 is like, I've heard the opinion 3 is the scariest one because like it gets pretty dark. 3 does. And I don't know. I don't even want to say anything there either because like there are like 2 plot twists there that are pretty insane. So I'm not going to spoil it unless you guys want me to later on. Anyway, Smoke Horse says I have Drake May. Should I drop Bo Nix for Fannin? I have Tyler Warren, but Fannin is the best player on the waiver wire. I'm sitting decent with receivers and running backs. Yeah, I don't think you should carry 2 quarterbacks. I don't think you need to. Drake May's bye week is not until week 14. So you can wait a little bit and get a backup quarterback then. It's not like Bo Nix is setting the world on fire either. Warren's in a tough matchup this week against the Chargers because they have Derwin James. So and Fannin has a good matchup, so especially with David Njoku out. So yeah, I would add Fannin. Patrick started playing 3, not loving the main character, but still pretty good. Graphics, very good for being an old game. Patrick, I think the main character will grow on you because they're like I said, there are a couple of plot twists. One of them is pretty crazy, and then like once you learn it and see how the character interacts with the plot twist, I think you might change your opinion on it. So like I said, it is. I think it's the darkest of the 3 games. Even though but the first 2 were very dark. The third one is like super dark. So yeah, I loved all 3. I don't even know how to rank them because they're all so different. I think 1 is the best environment, 2 is the best story, and 3 is probably the scariest one. So that's I don't know. I love all 3 of those games. So I did not play the remake of 2. I just played the original of 2. So all right. Anyway, let's get to the games here. And I'll let you go first, only because you said there are 2 games you really like that were the opposite of mine. But I don't want to mention those because I don't want to like burst your bubble or anything like that. So I kind of want to see where you are with these 2 games. So I'll let you go first. What do you like, and what do you think we should be on our card?
All right, so let's start off with my Green Bay Packers. Come on, don't play. Give me the Packers here. This one's easy. Okay. This Cardinals team doesn't know if it's coming or going, man. Come on. I don't care. I don't care if Kyler Murray starts. I don't care if Brissett starts. I think especially coming off that game that they should have won against the Colts, maybe. I mean that was a solid effort, but I don't know. Yeah, this Green Bay defense has been underwhelming, but like I don't know. Do you think they're going to be underwhelming forever? And if they're going to have a good, if there's a game to pump themselves up a little bit, I feel like it would be against the Cardinals. I don't know. I think the public sentiment, the public is like on to Green Bay. I've read them pretty well this year. I've read them pretty well.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Where I even said I think I do think they're overrated. I think that about my own team. They're very overrated. But I really like him in this spot. I really like him in the spot. I think this Cardinals team is terrible. I think the public is on to Green Bay now, where everyone thought they were going to be, setting the world on fire all at the beginning of the season, and now they're like, oh, okay, they're not as good as we all think. So I don't know. I think they win this game pretty handily. I don't know. I don't know if the Cardinals are going to score more than 10 here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I know you're on the other side, but don't take the Cardinals. I don't know. You can't trust them. I know Green Bay's, and I have come on here and said that Green Bay can't shut the door, but they're going to win this game by 7 or more. Come on.
So, interesting that the line has moved to -7 here. I this is not one of the two games that changed my mind on, in terms of flipping sides, but this is one of the games I decreased the unit count on. So it's not going to be on my card. Now, some of that has to do with what we saw last night, where Cincinnati just lit up Pittsburgh. I was very disappointed in Green Bay in Week 6 that they couldn't stop Cincinnati, but now that actually looks, kind of irrelevant because Cincinnati just lit up the Steelers like quite easily, way better than they lit up Green Bay in the second half. I mean, it was like the Cincinnati offense was really just 2 drives where they covered against Green Bay. Now, Jordan Love wasn't great. He made a mistake in that game. They did have Zach Tom back, and so I was kind of disappointed that the blocking wasn't as great as I thought it would be. But Zach Tom's going to be another week healthier here, so that should help the Packers. And yeah, like you said, we don't know if Murray's going to play. He's limited all 3 days this week. Darius Robinson also limited all 3 days for Green Bay. There were some injuries. So Devontae Wyatt's out again. Nate Hobbs was downgraded on Friday to limited, which is, he wasn't DMP, so I think that's okay. And then Josh Jacobs is questionable, but he practiced fully on Friday, so I think he'll be okay. The fact that I was already like decreasing unit counts on Arizona, and I think by Sunday it may have gone to 0. So if this is your favorite play, I can be talked into it. I think I kind of think you have already.
Well, it's not my favorite play, but
okay.
I do really like it. It was just the first one that came to mind because I know you like the Cardinals. The other thing I want to say, not that it was anything to write home about, but I have suffered through so many seasons of the Packers special teams costing them not only games but their seasons in many cases, as we've seen in the playoffs. That kicker Haversick came in, and not that it was anything special, but I was surprised pleasantly that nothing went wrong on special teams for them. So I think that's a positive. It may be a small positive, but I mean, it just seems like with special teams, especially in the kicking game, since Crosby's left, it's been a crapshoot. So I was glad to see, and hey, his points mattered too. So I mean, in that game. So I was glad to see that from the kicking game. So I think that's positive for Green Bay as well. From a fan who suffered through so much.
Yeah. As far as Walter Nolan, I think he's out for 1 more week. He did practice on a limited basis all week, but I guess they just don't think he's ready to play. So he'll probably be back next week. Actually, next week, next week's their bye, so he'll definitely be back week 9 probably. And given that Arizona's bye is coming up, maybe they hold Murray out. Maybe they hold Darius Robinson out. That I could see that happening too. So.
For me, it doesn't matter which quarterback plays for Arizona. I like Green Bay here a lot, especially it's 6.5, right, for the circa.
Yeah, it's 6.5. It's going to 7, so that's definitely positive for us. You're not worried that Arizona's kept every game close. Like they're basically like 1 play away from being undefeated right now. And like no worry about that they can keep this game close. So, by the way, Kyler Murray 21-10 against the spread as an underdog in his career.
It has been a curious season for them. I mean, especially when you put it like that. But look at like the calamity of errors. I mean, the Tennessee game speaks for itself. And even remember Carolina, they almost lost my survivor entry that day after what looked like a sure win. Carolina almost came back on them. And it's just like, I don't know. That's what I mean. Like this team doesn't know if it's coming or going. But then they'll play a solid game with the backup quarterback and almost beat the 5-1 Colts.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't trust them. I can't trust them. I think, the Green Bay's defense has been mediocre or maybe even less, and they need a statement game, and I think this would be a good spot. I think this wouldn't be that's not a tall order in the spot. I feel like I definitely think I like Green Bay a lot here, but I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not gonna. I think we're gonna find other games too, but.
I'm fine with it just because I'm more down on Arizona now. Or I guess like I'm not as down on Green Bay as I was before the Thursday night game, I should say.
Yeah, if you want to put it on like the maybe leaning towards probable pile, that's fine. I just,
Okay, you can do that.
We might find others. Sorry.
Okay. I wonder what the Josh Jacobs situation is going to turn out for this card. I saw he's got a calf injury as well as an illness. The good news is he practiced fully on Friday, so that I'll take that as a good sign. It doesn't mean he's definitely going to play, but it seems that he's trending that way. Start 3. One must be a receiver. Alec Manor. Wandale Robinson, Pollard, Vidal. Rico's an option, but Chuba back, so probably won't play him. And there's more. Start 1, Waddle, 50-mile-an-hour wind. DJ Moore, Chubb, Cup, Rico. Start 1. Okay, well, hold on. Let's do one at a time here. So I think I'm not like, I don't know. I guess given the Calvin Ridley injury, I think Manor is better than Wandale Robinson. I think I'd go with him. With Pollard, you also have to worry about Tajay Spears too. Plus, New England has a really good run defense. I think I'd go Manor and Vidal, and then you need one more. So I actually think I'd go Rico over Pollard. I mean, Hubbard's back, but we don't know if he's healthy. They may not run him. So very much just to say, at least in his first game back. Start 1 this week or rest of season. Ertz, Henry. I would say it's close. I would say Henry right now, but it's close. Start 1, Waddle, 50-mile-an-hour wind. DJ Moore, Chubb, Cup, or Rico. Man, that's pretty bleak situation there. I think I'd go Rico.
Rico Doodle Dandy.
Rico Doodle. That's
nice.
Right. Rico
Love
Doodle.
that here.
And start 1, Danny Penny's, Love, or Murray. Well, Murray may not play. That's the problem. The Chargers might get Khalil Mack back. It sounds like he will be back. And so I guess Love, I think, has the best matchup. I trade Ladd, Myers, Swift for his Nico Harrison. Thoughts? So he traded Ladd, Myers. Myers may not play this week. Swift, I think, was a good sell high. And Nico Harrison. Yeah, I like getting Nico Harrison. Yeah, for sure. And then have PPR start 2, Sutton, Debo, BTJ, MHJ. I think definitely Sutton against the Giants cornerbacks. Definitely Sutton. Debo's may not play. He barely practiced this week, so I'd stay away from him. And MHJ is tough matchup here. I think I'd go BTJ. So Sutton, BTJ. So good luck, Caden. Tyler Warren has a chance to go nuclear. Hope he does. I don't know. Against Derwin James, I think that's such a tough matchup. Look at what Darren Waller didn't do last week. He had one catch before that touchdown where the Chargers blew a coverage in the end zone, which is unfortunate because Chargers, if the Chargers are covered, most of my entries would have gone like 4-1 or 5-0. So what are you gonna do about that? So yeah, love or Knicks. I think Knicks. I think I go Knicks. Any opinions on that, Tom?
I don't know. I think you can't go wrong with either of them there.
Okay. Warren isn't Waller. I'm not worried. Well, it's still a tough matchup. I don't think he's going nuclear. He could still do well. But I mean, Waller's had some big games too. All right. So normally we swap back and forth. Would you mind going 2 to start and then I'll go 2?
Okay.
Just because I don't want to step over your top 2 plays here with my pick changes.
Okay. How about the San Diego Superchargers here?
That's one of my changes. There we go.
Okay. Oh, excellent. Well, that's good news for the home team. Okay. Look, I really like this Colts team. I've been a proponent of them from the beginning of the season, or at least close to it. But let me just read down the list of the teams they've beaten this season: the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Titans, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. Do any of those teams outside of maybe Denver strike any fear in your heart? So because for me, and I feel like most people will agree, they don't. So I don't know. The Chargers, I like this spot for them. I don't really count that Giants. Okay, I mean, I don't mean this quite literally, obviously, but I don't really put too much stock into what I mean to say is I don't want to put too much stock into that loss to the Giants. I knew that was a terrible spot for them. They started out 3-0, and especially all three of those wins being against division opponents, that was a good spot for them. And all three of those teams were performing below average and below expectations at that point. And they lost Joe Alt in that game. I did like the Giants, but that I just think they were doomed. In my opinion, that spot, they were doomed from the start. They lost to Washington, and yeah, they almost blew the win this past week. And I can't believe they didn't run that back at the end. That kept us from going 5-0.
I know.
Yeah, so
and we had the Rams together, right, in week 3. Yeah, against the Eagles.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, I have all of our picks in the Excel sheet. I don't know why I asked you. No, actually, we did not have the Rams in week 3.
I had them on my bookie card.
Because I was about to say, because like you remember that game, Jordan Davis ran back, and like this one, Derwin James did not, and I'm like, can you at least have both? You know, if like both run back, then I can't complain. If neither runs back, I'm not going to complain. But if it's like I need one to not run back and he runs back, I need one to run back, he does not run back. It's like come on, like this year of the bad beat, like it's ridiculous. Not that Derwin James not running back is a bad beat, but it's a bad beat when you combine Jordan Davis, like 2 bad beats into one, you know. So I don't know. It's really frustrated this year, but despite the bad beats, we're 18-12. We're 18-12 on our card. I'm 18-12 in the super contest. Like, you know, it could be worse, I guess, but it could be a lot better too if it wasn't for these bad beats. Oh, we have Kevin Kovac, $5 super chat. Kevin, thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin gave us $35 in super chats on Wednesday, which is awesome. But Kevin says, agree on Chargers, but you really expected Jim Harbaugh to coach circles around the hapless quitting Dolphins. That was ugly disappointing. Yeah, well, they had a 13-point lead with like, I don't know how much time left. It was definitely in the fourth quarter. So they were the better team for a while. They just allowed 2 touchdown drives at the end. But I unless Tom has something else, I have some news that makes the Chargers bet this week a lot better too.
Well, I just want to add just one last note. I mean, yeah, I think like the public sentiment, they remember the Colts winning by large margins, but all like, you know, they've won. They beat the Dolphins by 25. They beat the Titans by 21. They beat the Raiders by 35. I think that's what sticks out in people's memories, maybe. But none of these have been against good teams. So I love the Chargers in this spot.
Okay, yeah, I mean all 3 of those teams were bad. Like the Raiders bad, and
were
horrible teams.
Yeah, despite their injuries, they're far and above all those teams. I think.
Well, the injuries is where we come with the news. So the tackles probably still going to be out. Obviously, Slater is an IR. Joe Alt is doubtful, so I wouldn't count on him playing. I wouldn't. Well, I mean, like I didn't expect them to play. So
I thought I saw him listed as questionable.
Oh no, I mean, he
obviously got downgraded, but
he was DMP both days. Heading into Friday. So I didn't expect them to play. However, first of all, Quentin Johnston's going to be back. So the Chargers are going to have all their receivers. Now, that in itself is not too exciting, but whereas the Chargers have cluster injuries to tackle, the Colts are going to have cluster injuries at cornerback. Their top 2 cornerbacks are going to be out, Travarius Ward and Kenny Moore. So you're going to charge your receivers against the backup Colt cornerbacks, which I think is a big edge for the Chargers. And also on the offensive line, the Chargers are going to have Jamari Salyer back, probably. He's not like a great player, but he's a decent guard. So his presence is going to help. Now, the other major news is on the defensive side. Khalil Mack is going to be back. They said he's going to be activated. He's going to play. Not only that, Denzel Perriman's going to play too. They miss these 2 guys so much. Khalil Mack, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL still. I mean, obviously he hasn't played that much this year. So we don't know if there's going to be a regression because of his age and stuff like that. But he's still super talented. I think like he has a chance to be a great edge rusher for the Chargers. He's going to be back. And then Perriman is such a great run defender. Not having him last week. And I actually got bad info. I thought he was going to play last week and he didn't. So, that's why they allowed Achan to rush for a lot. The week before, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt ran for a lot. With Perriman on the field, the Colts, it's hard to stop Jonathan Taylor, but like at least with Perriman, they're gonna have a chance to slow him down a little bit. And then, like I said, with Mack, it's rushing the passers is gonna be a lot better. And then I really like the matchup with Derwin James against Tyler Warren, which we spoke about a couple minutes ago. I think the Chargers are looking a lot better right now, and I agree with what you're saying about the Colts being overrated at the moment. And guess who is the number one most bet team by the public this week?
Oh, the Colts. That's music to my ears.
The Colts are like 85% of the public bets are on the Colts.
That's crazy. Could you imagine if this time last year or 2 years ago, Herbert was -1 or -1.5 over Daniel Jones?
Yeah, right. It's insane.
So, I don't know. Take that for whatever it's worth, huh?
It's insane. I actually have all the spreads from the beginning of the season. I don't know where they are. I wish I knew, but I'm willing to bet this was at least like -4.5 or something. Like now it's like -1.5. And the Colts, to their credit, have played well. Played really well. They played really well.
Look, I'm not trying to. I still think they're going to be a solid team. I'm not suggesting that they're frauds by any stretch, but I'm just saying I like it's kind of. They're just slightly overrated, and I love this spot for the Chargers. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
Put them on the card if you're good with that.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna put them on the card. I heard.
And then if they win, I'll play the song. San Diego Superchargers. Yeah, the lyrics of the song say, "Come in your way, we're gonna dazzle you with our play." They better dazzle us this week, man. Or I'll come on singing the song next week if they do. So
yeah, you could also have the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you remember that with the Chargers?
I don't know if I do.
Yeah. It was after the wildfires, and like it was the first game back, and like he was on the field. This is when he was governor of California. He was like, "Go Chargers, go!"
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yeah. You could definitely find that. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard the rumors Achane could be traded to Seattle. I seriously doubt the Dolphins actually traded him, right? I don't know. I mean, like the Dolphins, I feel like they could trade anyone at this point because they're so bad. But I don't think this makes any sense. Like I know Tony Pauline reported, but Tony is a really good draft reporter, and he's used to write for us. So, or not for us, but he had a partnership with us at least. And so, like, I'm willing to believe anything Tony reports. He's really good at his job. But like the trade doesn't make any sense. Like Seattle already has Walker and Charbonnet. Like, what are they going to do with Achane too? Now, if they trade for Achane, I assume that they're also going to trade Walker. Like that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But it's like, why would the Chargers go after a running back when that's a strength for them? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, weird things have happened in the NFL. So we had Hopkins for David Johnson. So
Hey, one more quick side note on this game: the Chargers are going to be wearing their Charger Power alternate yellow jerseys for this game.
Yeah.
Whatever that's worth to anybody.
That's very exciting. Teams are actually afraid of the NFL players. Actually afraid of the color yellow.
You said you love the Color Rush unifors, right? You love when they do that.
Oh, it's my favorite thing in the world. It's amazing.
They should do Color Rush every international game. That would be like the super mumbo jumbo treat for you.
Yeah, that'll help me get up early. 6:30 a.m. Pacific time.
Rush, like, dude, you get into it. You gotta love it.
I'll get up 6:30 a.m. Pacific time for that. I can't wait.
Fly out to the Pacific time zone just to show that you're.
No. I'm on Pacific time. That's my wife says. That's basically I go to bed at 5:30 a.m. or 6 a.m. It's like I'm on West Coast time. Like when I'm in Vegas, like it feels like I'm at home, So I'm kind of like I feel like I'm shifted here.
You're born in the wrong decade, man?
Is this another battle of the horses? Is this another battle of horses? In fact, sort of. I know the Chargers had that logo.
Oh,
with the horse on
they do have that old logo with the horse. Holy cow!
Yeah, I think that cheapens battle of the horses because the Broncos and Chargers are in the same division. Yeah, they play each other 2 years. I don't think you can have that. It's kind of like when the Eagles and Cardinals were in the same division. I guess the same Seahawks and Cardinals are in the same division now, and that's like battle of the birds. Like you can't. Battle of the Birds is so overdone, you know.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah. Seattle's offense coordinator Tate said that Walker's earned more reps and I'd like to get him involved, but they also don't want to discount Charbonnet. Walker might be finished. Yeah, I could see Walker being moved. It's his contract year. So if they're going to go after Achan, then it really makes sense to trade Walker. Okay, so you went 2, and I said I was going to go 2 because the two pick changes I made, I thought might interfere with the 2 you like because you said that you were on the opposite side of 2 of my favorite or for 2 of your favorite picks. And the Chargers was one of the picks I changed. So, I'm gonna talk about something else here. All and right. Hold on a second. Actually, one last thing I wanted to touch on before I move on. The Chargers have moved to -2 or -2.5, which is a great sign because the public is on the Colts. Like I said, the public loves the Colts. You know, this is a no-brainer for the public, right? They're like, oh, Colts underdogs, Chargers missing their tackles, they can't block. You know, easy pick here, right? And yet the line is moving in the Colts and the Chargers direction. Seems like a great, just a line spot, you know. On top of the other injury things and the Colts being overrated, like you were saying. Okay, the other game I changed was Panthers at Jets. Do you have a strong take on this before I begin? Talk about why I changed it?
Well, I mean, I have an opinion on this game, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger. I mean, I like the Jets here. I'm not sold on the Panthers, especially coming off 2 wins here. I mean, I don't like them as favorites on the road. I know the Jets have been terrible, but they should have beat the Bucs. Really, they probably should have beat the Steelers too. So yeah, and actually, I don't know. They really hosed us against Dallas. That was just a pathetic effort.
Yeah,
but really I took them last week on my bookie super contest card against the Broncos. Not that was any sort of special effort, but hey, they still covered. I mean, I'm hesitant to pull the trigger because I just don't like to take bad teams, but I do like them in this spot. I'm not yet sold on the Panthers for any reason, especially coming off a couple of victories. They're still, at best, like slightly below average. I'd say I'd like the Jets here, but I'm not in love with it just because I'm scared to bet such a bad team. But I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, let me ask you this: you had the Jets last week, so what is the difference this time?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That was just kind of like a last minute feeling.
Oh, okay.
I really thought that game was going to be close, especially after that. Denver was traveling a little bit farther, and I don't know. Those international games tend to be low scoring and close, at least this year, it seems like, for the most part. So I don't know. It just seemed like too many points, and hey, maybe I just got lucky, but I just don't know how many times I want to go back to the well, if you will, with such a bad team. Okay. But I do like them here. It's definitely Jets or nothing. So I'm interested in hear what you have to say.
Okay. Well, first of all, this is a bad spot for the Panthers. They've won 2 in a row. Normally, you want to fade bad teams off a win, and now we have the same team winning 2 games in a row. Last week, you could also said you could fade Dallas off a win. Like Dallas is a bad team as far as I'm concerned, and they played each other, so it's not like a great situation there because both teams are coming off wins, and so one of them obviously had to not cover the spread unless there's a push. So now we have the Panthers as a team that's won 2 in a row, and they're 3-3, and they're road favorites at the Jets, which is kind of insane. Not that like the Jets deserve to be favored, but still, like a team like the Panthers being favored on the road is kind of nuts. So that in itself, like when I picked the Panthers initially, it was more of like I'm fed up with the Jets. I don't want to back them. Garrett Wilson's out. They just keep making mistakes over and over again. And so I was like, Panthers for no units. That's where I stood earlier in the week. Now, in addition to thinking about that, like fading the Panthers off a couple wins, the injury report really stood out to me. Now, the Jets obviously won't have Garrett Wilson, but we knew that already. What we didn't know is what the Panthers had going for them or going against them this week. So everyone knows that Chuba Hubbard is going to be back. Jalen Coker is going to be back, but the offensive line looks so beat up. Like we're already without Robert Hunt, who's a great run blocker and stuff like that. So, he's out. That was already given. But the rest of their line is really good. They have Taylor Moton, who's a really talented right tackle. He's questionable. He's limited all week. They have another fantastic guard in Damian Lewis. He was DMP on Thursday and Friday. Their center, who's been out, he may return, but that's not clear. So the only healthy offensive lineman they have right now is their left tackle, Ike Ekwonu. That is an issue. The other part of this is their defense. Patrick Jones is going to be out. A lot of people don't know Patrick Jones. I think he's a really good player. He's an edge player, but his strength is against the run. And the Panthers have been number 1 against the run since week 2. The only game since week 2 where they struggled against the run was against the Patriots, and Patrick Jones is out for that game. Patrick Jones will be out for this game, and you're going to have Breece Hall on the other side. You have Justin Fields on the other side. Without Patrick Jones, the Patriots just ran in that direction, and they just destroyed the Panthers that way. I feel like if the Jets are paying attention at all, they will notice that, and they'll be able to take advantage of that. So these two injury situations for the Panthers, the offensive line and Patrick Jones being out, I think is pretty crucial for this matchup. So on top of the Jets being looking good situationally, now they have a big injury advantage going their way. So I like the Jets, and I think they're going to make my card.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely you've kind of talked me into it a little more. I did like them before. I just didn't think. I am slightly hesitant just because. I feel like they've come very close to winning a couple games already. Like I'll be surprised if they go 0-17. They got to win sometime, right?
Yeah.
This
maybe not.
Well, I guess that's true.
Maybe not. People
said
that about those. So. Yeah. People said that about the Lions and the Browns teams. Like, they have to win sometime, right?
Oh man, I remember that Lions team, Green Bay. They were at 6-10 that season. It was Rodgers. Yeah, it was Rodgers' first year.
Mm-hmm.
Started, and I was like, please don't lose the last game against against the Lions. I mean, that would have been hard. It's like, we weren't making the playoffs anyway, but it's like, you gave them the only win. I was so happy.
Yeah. I told you about like my childhood heartbreak because I was a big Sixers fan, and there's the one year the Sixers were like absolutely horrible. Like I think their best players like Dana Barros or something. Like they just had a terrible team, and they had the second worst record in the NBA, but the worst record was the Dallas Mavericks. And I remember they were playing Dallas, and like it was like over Christmas break. And I remember thinking, oh yeah, Sixers finally going to win, finally going to game. Like they lost like 12 in a row. I was so excited. And then I went to bed early, so I taped the game, and then I watched it the next morning, and the Dallas beat the Sixers at Philly. I felt so ashamed. That team.
That's horrible, man.
Yeah, so that reminded me of that when you were talking about that. Don't lose to Detroit, please.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. Anyway,
the Mavericks got Jamal Mashburn probably, right? And then Sixers got Sean Bradley.
That was they got Sixers got Bradley in 92, so it was a little bit before that.
Okay.
So no, I think Bradley was on that team. I want to say I think Dana Barros is like their best player. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
Before they initially got Jerry Stackhouse, and then they got Iverson.
Stackhouse.
Yeah, and then they got Iverson the next year. And then they traded Stackhouse for Theo Ratliff, Aaron McKee, and someone else. And that was a really good trade for them.
Yeah. Boy, I love watching Iverson. One of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, he was amazing. Let's see, consideration. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say what you got next, but let's hit some comments here.
Considering that I saw the snap share where Charbonnet had 60% of them, it just makes sense to trade Walker. Yeah, especially given that he's on his contract year. So yeah, if I'm Walker, I'm definitely not resigning. Just given that they're not using me, why would I resign? Vidal or Doodle this week. I think I'll go Vidal because I think the Chargers are going to win now. Plus, Doodle is going to have to compete with Chuba Hubbard coming back. RB1 is Taylor. Who did I saw? RB2 had PPR. A lot of questions. Doodle, Henderson, Pacheco with Benson on IR. So even though I just said that I don't like Doodle as much with Hubbard coming back, Doodle seems like the best one here. Henderson's being underutilized. I think that's going to change one week, but like we don't know when. And Pacheco's just so pedestrian right now. The Chiefs are probably going to trade for a running back. So I would go with Doodle. So good luck, JC. It'll be interesting to see if Henderson's volume goes up again this week. Hopefully it does. I feel like that's Vrabel's only missed up so far. All right, let me. This is my second one in a row. Let me get to the other. To talk about the two where I flipped games. Let me get to the one where I changed the unit count as well, because the other one where I changed the unit count was Arizona Green Bay, and I just maybe off Arizona entirely. I changed my unit count here with Giants and Broncos. First of all, the public loves the Giants. Not that that's going to like sway me or anything, but the public's been absolutely brutal this year. The public has gone like in their top games are like 4-18 or something. It's just a disaster for the public. So you probably don't want to be on the public side. Like I said, it's not a make or break, but I think that like you should probably try to avoid these games. I don't know why the public's so bad, but there are some injury question marks I have for the Giants. Their center might be out. John Michael Schmitz. He's their second best offensive lineman. And like when you're talking about injured offensive linemen against Denver's front, Denver has the most pressures in the NFL this year. I actually have that on the site. I could show you guys real fast. I'm not sure if it'll work because my Chrome is kind of wonky for some reason. Yeah, it's not like this happens on Chrome for some reason. My site works on every other browser, but I think it's my Chrome because my spell check doesn't even work on my Chrome. So like something's wrong with my Chrome. I got to fix it.
It's not good. Spell check's not working.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's why I do everything in Firefox now. Anyway, we do have that on the homepage. The Broncos had the most pressures in the NFL. Giants are going to be missing their center, which is pretty tough. Also, Abdul Carter may not play. He actually I didn't write it down, but Abdul Carter is questionable for this game. He was downgraded on Friday with a hamstring. So a downgrade late in the week is never a good sign. Although he was limited. So there's a chance that he's going to play, but I feel like the Giants are just like they're so close to just getting like blown out almost, even though they're winning. It feels like they did get blown out against the Saints, but they're just not good. Like Jackson Dart has been awesome. Cam Scataba has been awesome. But like they have no receivers. They have sketchy line play. Their pass defense is awful. Their rush defense is even worse. But like they do a couple of things like really well, like with Dart, scrambling and stuff like that. Scataba is awesome, like I said. And their pass rush is great. But like now with their center being out, that might hurt Jackson Dart. And then if Abdul Carter's out, that's going to hurt their pass rush. So like two of the three things they do really well, like they may not do well in this game. You know what I mean? Against a Denver team that's really talented. Now they were disappointing in London, and I think that's why the public is kind of like off of them. In addition to the fact that the Giants are this upstart now. But for Denver though, I do worry about the travel because they went from Denver to Philly to London, back to Denver, a lot of air miles here. I don't know how it's still going to affect them. So it's not like I'm on Denver or anything like that, but I just worry about the Giants with their injuries here. Any thoughts on this game?
I like the Broncos, and I like them a pretty good bit.
Okay.
Pretty good bit. I imagine that after they beat the Eagles, they were probably looked at that game as a vacation. I'm sure they left right from there, sort of thing. I think there's probably a good chance in the show that they, kind of took that game against the Jets lightly. Yes, the travel is certainly, worth noting. It is a lot of travel. But look, here's the thing with the Giants. Everyone, they're coming off a long week and they had an impressive win against the Eagles. The way the Eagles have been playing, though, like they were winning, but it was, it wasn't really impressive. It kind of felt a game like that was coming on a Thursday night divisional. Like I kind of felt that game coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they beat. I like the Giants against the Chargers. They beat the Chargers again, as I mentioned before. I felt like the Chargers were doomed in that spot from jump, and they lost Joe Walt in that game. And the Giants still like almost couldn't put it away. They didn't capitalize on a lot of the chances that that the Chargers gave them in that game. And then after they won that game, I love the Saints in the next game, because I'm going to say the same thing for this Denver game that I said for the Saints. This is a tough place to play. And this is by far the best defense that Jackson Darts has seen. And Malik Neighbors isn't there. And yeah, I know they just crushed the Eagles without Malik Neighbors, but I'm just saying, like, I think that was more the Eagles just playing inexplicably bad on some level, more than the Giants, like they're no juggernaut, So I don't know. I really like this spot for Denver, and this is a Denver team that I think is overrated. I don't think they're, but this is by far the best defense. They're certainly a lot better than New Orleans, and New Orleans had a pick six and I think 3 interceptions, and I think all of them were in the red zone or at least close. So I'm just saying, Denver, like I said, another tough place to play in your fourth start. So I really like Denver here. I really liked, and I think it's lining up perfectly. Giants on a long, they've got a long week, and they just beat the world champs, and Denver barely beat the winless Jets, and they're flying all the way back. But I think this line is begging you to take the Giants. Vegas is begging you.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like 24-7, man. They haven't, but this is by far the best defense they faced. Interconference on the road, huh?
me going until there. It's like, I'm sold on Denver. Let's put them on the card, and then interconference on the
road. So I'm just saying, I don't know if that changes you at all, but I think Denver probably, it's like, maybe they overlooked this or the travel. Maybe it was, but like I'm betting that was the case. They were probably like, they had a great win against the Eagles, and probably like, now we get to go. Where do they play? England, Ireland? I don't even keep track. I just know the game's at 9:30,
6:30 Pacific time.
Yeah, so I like Denver here. I like them a good bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think I'm gonna be off the Giants entirely. So,
oh wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I talked about why I was.
Now I'm nervous.
Because I'm off the Giants.
Well, yeah. What if like the Giants went out right now, and you're gonna be like, Quacky talked me off of it, man. That's freaking.
No, I was already. I told you I already had the unit change.
Okay.
So no, I mean, you make great points too, but I was already trending that way too. It's like you gave me confirmation,
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, I put it down as a maybe, so maybe we'll get to it. It'd be a little weird. I'm gonna have to tell Andy, because he always does this, and he's the best at what he does for the proxies, because Evan and I have Giants +7 on our card. And if we put Denver -7 on our card, Andy will say, "Hey, I noticed that you're playing opposite sides on several cards. Is that okay?" He always does that. So
I think he did that for us last year at one point. So
yeah.
It's rare, but it does happen. Yeah. Denver defense is playing real well. I think so.
Yeah, and they're going to get their linebacker back from injury, Dre Greenlaw. So that'll make it even better. Like, their defense is going to be even better than what we've seen.
I just cannot believe that much public is that. I mean, that makes me like Denver even more. That much money is on the Giants. No way, man. I think this is going to be like 24-7.
What do you think let's do the top 3 most publicly bet sides this week. I already gave you Colts. They're 85%. What are the next 2?
Okay, well, I'll say Giants there.
Giants are number 3 at 78%.
Okay, and then let me see here. The Patriots?
Patriots are number 5.
Okay.
It's an underdog.
Oh, really? Okay, let's see here.
And not a small underdog.
Okay. What the Cardinals?
No, Cardinals are 50-50.
I feel like every time I get put on the spot, I'm bad at this. Not the Raiders, huh?
No, not the Raiders. No.
I don't know. Who is
That
it?
that Raiders Chiefs is exactly 50-50. They
Wow.
don't, public doesn't know what to do with it. Monday night. So pick one of the two underdogs.
The Bucks then, huh?
The Bucks, yeah.
Yeah.
Buccaneers number
Well,
2.
I got an opinion on that game.
Well, you're up next. Do you want to give it? The Bucks, by the way, 80% of the money on the Bucks. So,
wow.
yeah.
Boy, what a spot for the Lions here. I love the Lions a lot.
Yeah. By the way, sorry, Hen Hunt asking Atlanta. Atlanta's number 4. So Hen Hunt was close. Nervous about Jackson Dart energy. I agree. That's like the one thing holding me back from taking Denver is like the Giants have so much energy. It reminds me of like the Tim Tebow stuff. Remember? Not that I think Dart is Tebow, like, but like the same energy.
Fan.
You know, yeah. Anyway, so you said you like the Lions a lot. Do you want to go?
Yeah, and hey, I'm a big fan of this Bucks team, and they've really showed their mettle with all the injuries they've been putting up with. But that ends here. This line is I'm glad to hear you say that this is a very publicly backed team, because they're begging you to take the Bucks here. They have, I think Mike Evans is coming back, yeah, but
so he was DMP today, so. Okay. I don't know. Maybe that was pre-planned, but not a good sign. And by the way, Lavonte David has been DMP twice as well.
Okay. I'm a huge Baker Mayfield fan too. He's such a great competitor. I really like this Bucks team, but I don't like him in this spot. Even their win against San Francisco, that game was closer. That game was closer than the score indicated. Obviously San Francisco had some serious injuries in the game, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. But I really think that like the Bucks have won so many games. They've kind of stolen a lot of games at the last second. I mean, think about games against the Jets, even Houston. They had to, they haven't. It's been a lot of dramatic fashion, at least in the early parts of the season. So I don't know. Plus, what are they? Plus 5.5 here in the contest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of this Bucks team, but that seems way too easy. I love the Lions. I think they're one of the best teams in the league. They were just in a bad spot last week. We love Kansas City. Now they're on the opposite side of the. I love the Lions in this spot.
Yeah, I do too. Coming off a loss, good teams coming off a loss usually do well, especially, if they're definitively the better team in the matchup. And it feels like whenever Tampa goes up against a top team that's focused against them, they really just can't compete. Like the Eagles in week 4 this year. Like it turned out to be an 8-point game, but it was a blowout until Lane Johnson got hurt, and then the Eagles couldn't score. That's kind of why it got close. And yet the Eagles still won. Remember last year, Monday night against Baltimore, the Ravens just like throttled them. Whenever you had like an NFC South team coming out of the division, usually a good team, a good idea to look at the other side. And it just like the Lions are just a lot better than the Buccaneers. Also, Lions, in addition to like Tampa having some sudden injury issues, and like we don't have the full data yet because they still have to practice on Saturday. But Detroit is probably going to get Aleem McNeil back, and he's a fantastic defensive lineman. So they're going to put even more pressure on the Buccaneers, who are still missing those 2 linemen, and like Mike Evans potentially like not making it back. We'll see. I suspect he's going to play. The fact that he was DMP, that does bother me. And then Lavonte David not practicing, like he's a huge part of that defense. If he's not available, like that defense is going to be a lot worse. So yeah, Detroit, it's a lot better than 5.5. I made this line 7.5, so I think this line's short. It should be like 7 or 7.5, and it's not. And the public is just backing Tampa, like it's easy money. They're 5-1. They must be great. So
yeah, we can definitely put them on the card. Then I like Detroit a lot.
All right, I will definitely put that in the definites pile. As we have 2 definites and 3 maybes so far. So we could have a card right here, and we could just stop. Just kidding. Anyway, so let's talk about the other Monday night game. I don't know how you feel about this one, but I like Seattle in this game. So yeah, I think like you have something simple, just matchup wise. Houston's offensive line is a joke. It's so bad. Seattle has the one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. In fact, they have the second most pressure. We just talked about Denver having the most pressures. Seattle is the second most pressures in the NFL. So you have a team that can't pass protect going against the team that has the second most pressures in the NFL. That just seems like a nightmare matchup for Houston. And then Houston's run defense is not good. Like Houston's defense overall is great, but their run defense is suspect. They're 21st in the NFL since week 2. So Seattle loves to run the ball. We know that. They fired their coordinator last year because he didn't run the ball enough. So they should be able to have success on the ground. So like I like the matchups for Seattle already. And then when you talk about the circadian rhythms in this game, like a team from the East or Central time zone has never covered a 10 o'clock game. That's never happened. Now, there have only been 3 instances where they've had a chance. So not talking about like a 20, 30 game sample size. This is a 3-game sample size, but it's never happened. And it makes sense. I mean, there have been studies done about just East Coast teams playing on the West at 8 or 8:30. Those teams have issues winning those games just at 8 o'clock. Now you're talking about a team playing at 10 o'clock on the West Coast. Like by halftime, like these players will probably be in bed normally. Like they're gonna have to play into it's super late night. If we're worried about a team playing at 6:30 a.m. in London, I think we should be worried about a team playing at 10 o'clock when they would normally be in bed. I guess Seattle, where Seattle's going to have their body clocks ready for this. So I like Seattle here at -3. What do you think about this one?
I don't have much of an opinion here. I'm kind of inclined to take Houston, but geez, save for that game against the Ravens, though that Ravens team was just decimated with injury. That's really the only time we've seen their offense show up. So yeah. I don't have a lot of faith there, though. I mean, I also don't like Seattle. I took Seattle in Survivor last week, and I was sweating a little bit. I don't know. I think they're a decent team, but I just I don't know. Maybe they're frauds too. I just hate Seattle.
You took Seattle Survivor last week? That's pretty ballsy.
Oh, really?
They're 1 point 1 point favorites on the road.
Oh, that was easy. I don't think Jacksonville's that good. I thought it was an easy win.
Okay. Oh, it worked. It worked.
Oh, really? You thought that was ball? Oh, I appreciate it.
I mean, if you take, it's basically a pick 'em. You took a team in a pick 'em on the road. That is ballsy.
Oh, thanks. I thought it was an easy one.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, all the other teams I would have taken, it was either going to be Seattle, the Chargers, or the Patriots, and they all would have hit. Though the Chargers would have given me quite a scare, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like I just feel like Seattle. Like I think they're overrated too. I'm also biased because I've never liked the Seahawks, but it's like I feel like they had like 3 possessions at the end where they're still up 20-12. It's like, can you just put this away already? What's going on here? I don't know. They let the Cardinals crawl back into that game. I don't know, man.
Well, it's not like they're playing a bad. It's not like you. I feel like you're acting like they were playing like a 1-5 team that they couldn't put away. Like the Jaguars are 4-1 heading into that game. Now it's like a bit of a fraudulent 4-1, but still, I don't know. I thought they beat expectations, right? They're 1 point favorites. They won by 8, right? So feels like they did more than they should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I was nervous. Hey, Kevin, thank you for the super chat, man.
Yeah, Seattle was ballsy. Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, wow. I guess I was late to the party. I changed it from Patriots to Seattle at the last minute too, because I like the Patriots, but coming off that big win in prime time against Buffalo, I just wondered against the Saints team, who I've said all year they play tough. They've had a couple gutsy. Maybe I describe them as gutsy performances. And yeah, I mean, I know they've only won 1 game, but I wouldn't, I have a member of my family is in a survivor pool. One of them's going to take the Bears. I don't know, man.
I have to say, Evan had this like dilemma on Thursday about because he has two entries left, and this is $1,000 entry, which his entries are now worth $4,000 based on how many people have been eliminated, not counting the Thursday game. And he took the Bears in one of them, and I replied to him. I said, "Oh no."
Well, Evan, I wish you luck, man. I mean, it definitely, of course could happen. But man, except for the game against these same Seattle Seahawks, Saints have hung around. Saints have hung around. They've had some. They've exceeded my expectations for them were not high this season, certainly, but they've exceeded my expectations. That's for sure. So
Yeah,
I mean, I'd be careful. But Evan, I'll be rooting for you, buddy.
Yeah. So did you say anything to your family members about that
Yeah, I told them stay away. I've had a couple good calls. I told them to stay away from the Chargers when they lost to the Giants. I told them to stay away from the Packers when they played the Browns. So I don't know. I wouldn't take the Bears, but man, I admire your stones if you do. So I think I like the move from like an X's and O's standpoint. If it comes through, it's that's really going to be helpful, especially in the case with Evan with the 20-week contest. Mm-hmm. So I'll be rooting for you, buddy.
Who would you take in Survivor this week?
Yeah, well, that's interesting you say that because I didn't even get to. Let's see here. I mean, I still have the Chiefs. I feel I get a little hesitant when because they're going to be the most picked team this week. They're the biggest favorite. I have considered the Browns.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm kind of rolling the dice, but I don't know. Especially if the weather is as bad as it might be, then I really think that could be, an easy win for Cleveland actually. But at the same time, yeah, it would be really like I don't need to save a team. I'm not in the circa millions. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you don't have to play the Thanksgiving Christmas slates. That's why Evan can't take the Chiefs because they play on both Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel like I'm probably going to end up taking the Chiefs, but I also am kind of worried that's kind of a square play. But hey, I mean they're 11.5 point favorites. I don't. I mean anything can happen, but I have a hard time seeing them lose. But
yeah, I have 4 entries left in my DraftKings Survivors. And there's a $10 entries, but top prize is like 55,000 or something. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going Chiefs, Patriots, Broncos. I think for my 4 entries. I don't want to use Chiefs on all 4 because like what if they lose? I think it could happen, I guess, but like I don't want to lose all 4 entries on the the same team. So I think that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I used Denver already.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have the Patriots. I don't know. Is it whose turn? Is it your turn now?
Oh well, hold on. Let me finish what Kevin's saying. He was in the Falcons and Panthers wave of bad beats, and then he says, "Never mind, not a bad beat, just a Raheem Morris." Yeah, that was quite the egg that they laid. It's so bad. And he also says, "I like Andy's methodology for those Group D F teams. Slop playing slop, take slop plus the points." Yeah, that's Andy's quote. He said garbage. It says slop. Garbage plays garbage. Take garbage plus the points. I love that from Andy. I like Houston, but saw they only have 11 red zone attempts.
Wow, that sounds about right.
Yeah, their offense sucks, and they're playing against one of the best defenses in the NFL. I don't know. I like Seattle, but we don't have to pick them. So I just went with Houston, Seattle. What is your next play here? You did mention Cleveland. Is that something you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Or it doesn't have to be. You can just
there's another one I want to get into, and I don't even know if I necessarily have a side yet. I mean, I do. I like the Patriots.
Yeah, me too.
Here's the thing. I was high on this team before the season. They really seem like they're starting to hit their stride. I like what I've seen from May. I love Booty. He's been a good fantasy play too.
Yeah.
And now, of course, the Mike Vrabel angle. Here's the thing. I mean, this Tennessee team has been horrid. We've seen the lengths that they've needed to go to win a game, and they've looked. Geez, I remember I watched that the entire because I kind of liked them against Houston, and as bad as Tennessee played, they were still only down 6-0 at the end of the third quarter. This Tennessee team is one of the worst teams I think I've ever seen. But here's the thing. I really like New England here, but it just seems to me with all, as well as New England's been playing, now they're in first place in their division over Buffalo, and they beat Buffalo, and Mike Vrabel coming back, and Tennessee's just horrible. The table seems a little too set to me. This table seems a little too perfectly set. And that's my only hesitation here. because this Titans team is really bad, and I really like this Patriots team, but I don't know. The table seems too perfectly set here to me.
You just think it's too easy?
Yeah, it seems weird. Oh, of course, Mike Vrabel's gonna be out for revenge and sort of that, and God, Tennessee's been so bad, but I don't know. I have thank you for the super sticker there, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Yeah.
I don't
Really
know.
appreciate
The
it,
table
Kevin.
seems too. I'm hesitant. Sorry, I'm hesitant to take them in Survivor too. Actually, for some reason, based on absolutely nothing other than just something feels off here.
Well, I don't know if it's like, I don't think you could say it's too easy because they're the highest road favorite of the week. It's not like they set this at, if they set this at like 4.5, I'd be like, there'd be red flags all over the place. But I mean, it's 7. That's a high number. We haven't seen a double digit road favorite yet this year. And I don't know if the public still loves the Patriots or loves the Patriots enough to bet them as a double-digit road favorite, But the public does like the Patriots. Like I said, they're the 5th highest side this week, but they're not like the 1st or 2nd highest side or even the 3rd. So maybe the public thinks it's a little easy, but not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I just think too, it's
yeah.
like the Patriots aren't like an established like powerhouse. Like, yeah, they've looked good, but it's like this is an up and coming team here. So, like, do I really want to hand them the keys here? I know Tennessee is horrid, but it just seemed like the table just seems too set to me. I mean, you can still maybe talk me into it, put them on the card, but
yeah. Dead cap. So I like the dead cap bounce, but I'd counter with this is falling knife for Tennessee. Like they had just been a money pit. Like they're just a if you want to call them a stock, they're a stock that just keeps diluting. They're like Mullen, that stupid electric car company that diluted like 1 million times and like did 1 million reverse splits. Like this is Tennessee. Like they just suck. They suck so bad. They can't block. They can't. Their quarterback takes 1 million sacks. Their top receivers out. They can't stop the run. They can't get to the quarterback. They can't stop the pass. And their coach just got fired. Not only their head coach, but also their offensive line coach, who had to resign because his son was the head coach. So, so a lot of problems here for the Titans. Now, some teams do bounce back from coach firings. It does happen. But like we saw the Bears last year after they fired Eberflus, they got destroyed at San Francisco, 38-13. So these teams can get blown out as well. And, given that you just said the Titans are the worst team you've seen, I think you have to fade them. I think you have to bet against them. Like if they're the worst team, why would they cover the spread here? Like,
I know.
If New England had any reason to be flat, sure, you could maybe you could take Tennessee, maybe take a shot at them. But this is revenge. Like Vrabel undoubtedly circled this game as soon as the calendar came out. Like he has stuff prepared for this game. I mentioned this on the show on Wednesday with Andy. But like it reminds me of like when Norv Turner was head coach of the Redskins and they fired him, and then he went to the Chargers to be the offensive coordinator. The Chargers, who were 1-15 the year before, they beat the Redskins 30-3 in that first game. So it's week 1 game. And then after the game, North Turner said that he had been preparing the game for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So like, Vrabel has something up his sleeve for the Titans, and this is a young team. They're hungry. They're well coached. They're playing really well right now. Like they're 4-2, like, they could easily be 5-1. They had all those fumbles against Pittsburgh. Like they easily could have won that game. They outgained Pittsburgh. And so their only loss would be to the Raiders, where they just had a bad half. And it was the first game that they were Vrabel was coaching in New England. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they could really be 5-1 right now. And if they're 5-1, they'd probably be like -7.5 even. So, yeah, I like the Patriots a lot. They're one of my top plays. They're going to be on my card. They're on the card. Evan and I have them on the card as well. Like they don't have to be in our card if you don't like it enough. So we already have like some we 2 definites and 3 maybe. So
well, I think you
here.
just,
So
what was the last thing you said? I'm sorry.
I just said it doesn't have to be in our card, but
Yeah. Well, I think you just talked me into taking them in Survivor. So
okay.
Yeah, I a lot of things would have to go. I mean, what if they had a Cardinal meltdown? What if they let him off the hook like the Cardinals did?
It's like Trayvon Henderson going to drop the ball shy of the goal line. Like
Oh
it,
God.
it wasn't like Arizona had a meltdown, but like they did like it wasn't even all football stuff. They just dropped the ball at like they could have just gone up 28-6 and the game would have been over.
Yeah.
Or if like the ball wasn't kicked into the end zone after the intercepting team fumbled and the one guy, there are 3 Cardinals players there, the one Tennessee player falls on it. And then the ball's snapped and hits Murray in the helmet. He falls down and hurts his ankle. Like like all this stuff happens. Like that's the Murphy's Law game. Is a Murphy's Law going to happen against the Patriots here? Like there's maybe, but like what is it, like a 0.0001% chance all those things happen to the same team again against the same opponent that benefited from it a couple weeks ago? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I know I said the table seems too perfectly set, but this isn't like a random game that could be a letdown spot. This is Mike Vrabel return. Like there's more meaning behind it. I think you're right. Okay, I'll take them for Survivor, and then I'll say maybe leaning towards probable.
Okay, I'll put them on the card for maybe on the card. It reminds me of when you were talking about you said Revenge, and you're like, this is the worst team I've ever seen in Tennessee. I thought of the show Revenge. Have you ever seen that? It was on ABC. It was on ABC about like 10 to 15 years ago, maybe. It's basically about this girl whose father worked for this company called Grayson Global. He was like their third in the hierarchy. But they made him the fall guy, and then they killed him off so he wouldn't talk. So he really got screwed, but he saved a lot of money, and he gave it to the daughter, his only daughter, when she turned 18. And so she learned about this. She found all his files, and she learned that how much they screwed him. And so she assumed a new identity and with all this money, and she moved in next door to this family that running that company. And so she like swore revenge on them. And so the whole show is her getting revenge on that family.
Oh, wow.
It's the show like was great. For the first season was awesome. I love the first season. So good. And then the wheels fell off right after that. It got done. It got done. But the first season was great, and I urge anyone to who hasn't seen it to watch it. Just the first season. But that reminds me of like what if like it's like Mike Vrabel getting revenge, but like instead of the family being like tight-lipped and like super rich, and like they move next door. Vrabel moves next door, and like the head coach is coming out drunk, and like the quarterback is like slipping, and like it's like this is too easy. I don't need to do anything here. So like easy revenge. Like they should have like a spinoff show.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I think they're going to be my Survivor pick. I think you talked me into it.
Vrabel may want revenge. Doesn't mean results are automatically going his way. Titans tired of getting their butt kicked and want to win too. But the revenge just means that he's gonna have a great game plan for this, and his players are undoubtedly gonna try hard for him. I think those two things we know are gonna be true. And it just has to do with like not being a letdown off a few wins in a row here. Not that they had a big win. I thought potentially last week may have been a letdown for the Saints, but they handled themselves well against the Saints after the win against Buffalo. So
certainly nothing will go overlooked for him.
That's for sure. Che says, I have Tyler Warren, George Kittle. Had no luck trying to trade one. Am I starting a tight end in the flex and full PPR? Well, it depends who else you have, but you could definitely play both. Both those players are great. So, so anyway, that was that your pick or my pick? Because I like them. So
I think I brought it up.
Okay, all right.
You go for one.
Okay, I'll let you talk about the Brown. Well, unless you don't mind if I talk about the Browns.
Oh yeah, go for it. I'd rather you talk about the Browns, in fact.
Okay. So it's interesting that you said that you like the Browns more than the Bears in Survivor, and yet like the Browns are only -2.5 and the Bears are -4.5. But I agree with you. I think there's a better chance the Browns beat the Dolphins than the Bears beat the Saints, which is kind of crazy to think about. The Saints being only a 1-win team and stuff, and the Browns only having a 1 win as well. But I just think that like just matchup wise and like environmentally, this seems like really great for the Browns. The Dolphins in the last 2 games allowed 206 rushing yards to Rico Doodle and then 124 to Kamani Vidal. Like this team can't stop the run at all. And then you have Quinshon Judkins, who's a lot better than Vidal and also Doodle, so Judkins could have a great game here. So that's the Cleveland side of the ball. And then if you look at all 4 units, Miami offense and defense, Cleveland offense and defense, like Cleveland's defense is by far the best unit in this game. Like it's not even close. So they should be able to get to Tua. That Miami offensive line is horrible. So you have to love the matchups here. And just think about this way, like if you go position by position, where is Miami better than Cleveland? Like definitively better. Like quarterback, sure, but then anything else? Maybe I guess receiver 1 with Jalen Waddle, but like, there's no Tyreek Hill, so you can't even say that. Like Miami just has no talent. Although Storm Duck is back, so you have to watch out for that. That could change everything, But no, seriously, though, like there's going to be some really bad weather in this game, and that's going to benefit Cleveland because it's going to be hard to throw downfield, and the Browns can't throw downfield anyway. So what does it I feel like the weather's not going to hurt them at all. Like they're going to be able to run extremely well, and Tua's not going to be able to throw downfield at all. Like it's just going to be dinking and dunking against a great defense. It feels like Cleveland is a great side here. And then also Tua threw his teammates under the bus. And, we've seen this before. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes if a team is fed up with the quarterback, the offensive line, they'll just be like, I'm not going to block too hard in this play. If my quarterback is sacked, it's fine. I can see that happening. Tua just getting sacked a lot in this game. So, I love Cleveland. What do you think?
Yeah, oh shoot! I just spilled my water everywhere. You know how like at factories and stuff, they or like warehouses has like X amount of days since our last accident. I need one of those for like X amount of days since my last spill. Actually, I didn't spill too much, so that's good.
Okay.
But yeah, that's welcome to my life. So anyhow, yeah, I like the Browns here too. My only concern is I don't know. I feel like this happens are we going to be late to the party on the Dolphins? The Dolphins run defense sucking. Like everyone's got to be onto it by now. Hey, Kevin, thanks again for another super chat.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say. Hold on. Well, first, I want to read Kevin's comment here. Opposite from Vrabel and in complete contrast, players aren't running through a wall from McDaniels. Another perfect quiz spot for the Dolphins. 100% true. Like they know Mike McDaniel is a lame duck. So yeah, they're not going to try hard. So it's a great point by Kevin for sure. So yeah, Kevin, thank you so much once again. It's really appreciated. You're helping out so much. Like the Google the YouTube ads just suck so much. To your point, Tom, if you're like late to the party here, kind of like buying a stock super high. Well, the public is on the Dolphins. So
really?
the Dolphins are getting the 6th most bets this week, 74%. So don't worry about that.
I guess my concern, it's like, okay, yeah, the Dolphins run defense has been terrible, but given that the conditions are going to be bad and the limitations of Gabriel with a lot of dinking and dunking, what if they finally get it together and they can stop the run? Now we might be stuck holding bags, and then they can't now suddenly, but
I don't know.
They got to get it right, huh? Or no?
They played against Bryce Young and Doodle ran for 206. Like Bryce Young was a disaster in that game. He gave the Dolphins 14 free points. The Dolphins are up 17-0 because Bryce Young turned the ball over twice. Like Bryce Young was not good in that game, and yet Doodle still ran for 206. Like the Panthers were down 17-0, and they had a running back run for 206. Like that's insane. I don't think we need to worry about that.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I really like the Browns, especially saying that the Tua throwing his teammate under the bus angle. There's something to that for sure.
Yeah, there is. There has to be. He apologized. Butters and I talked about how like he should have, instead of apologizing, he should have said, "Oh, sorry, I was concussed. I didn't mean what I said."
Yeah, really. Probably would have been better.
Yeah.
I'll put him on there if you want to put him on there.
Okay, I will. I'll add that here.
They've played well this year. I mean, especially on the defensive side, they're Very, very underrated. I think at this point it's like, oh, the Browns, yeah, they suck. Yeah, they're. When I say, well, like, obviously they're. I'm not saying they're great. They're 1-5, but I mean, they haven't played as badly as people as their defense has been solid.
They played 3 teams in Group A, and like they handled themselves well in those games. Like they beat the Packers against the Ravens. That was a super close game for a while. Cleveland actually outgained Baltimore 322 to 322 to 242. That's something. And then the Lions game, that got out of hand. It was 34-10, but like that was like Flacco throwing a couple interceptions. And yardage wise, it was only 277 to 249 Detroit. So like the Browns have handled themselves like well against Group A teams. Like, and Miami's a Group F team as far as I'm concerned. And also the Browns are also the only team this year that has faced Joe Burrow for an entire game. And they should have won that game too. They outgained the Bengals. They outgained Joe Burrow's Bengals 327 to 141. Like that was really impressive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had the win against the Vikings in hand, until the last drive. Now they lost to the Steelers 23-9, but I don't know. Like I feel like that was Tomlin off a bye and stuff. So. And that game wasn't a blowout. That game's close for a while too. So
yeah, they've had their moments. They've definitely had their moments.
Yeah, they're better than 1-5. They're not a Group F team like Miami. They're better than Miami. So Miami's terrible. Miami's absolutely terrible. Okay, Harold Fannin should do good with Njoku out. Yeah, I agree. There's gonna be a lot of dunking. So we said Fannon's gonna get a lot of targets. So yeah, I like him a lot this week. Cleveland top 5 defense as far as yard per play. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're great. Browns -7. I should take them -5.5. I would do -5.5 because then that way the 6 and the 7 are key numbers. So I would do 5.5. And then a big letdown for the Patriots this week. Too many games on the road. Be careful taking New England this week. But if it wasn't for revenge, I would agree with you, man. But the revenge angle is too much. I think they're going to be playing hard. The letdown for the Patriots is next week against the Browns, not this week. It's going to be next week. Dylan Sampson, maybe a sneaky play. The problem is like Jerome Ford is also getting touches too. Like you have to worry about that. So I don't like it. Miami defense not great. They're bottom 5 in first downs allowed. Yeah, they're awful. What's Miami's defense in EPA? They are 31st. Miami is the second worst defense in the NFL according to EPA. So they're really bad. They can't do anything. They have a horrible pass rush. They can't stop the run, and their secondary is a disaster. Like they can't stop anything. Only Dallas is worse defensively.
Oh wow.
Okay, yeah. They're awful. Like I feel like this game's gonna be like 17-6 or something. I think the Browns will win kind of comfortably. Okay, so we put the Browns on the card. That was my suggestion. What is your next game?
Okay, let's take a look here. All right, what's the deal here with this Eagles and Vikings situation? Is this line a joke? I mean, I know the Eagles have been playing bad. I mean, look. I think I had when they lost the Broncos, I had the Broncos on one of my super contest cards. And as I mentioned earlier, the way that the Eagles have been playing, yeah, they started out 4-0, but like I kind of knew at some point they were going to fall off a cliff. That was going to be here against the Giants. Look, the Broncos are a respectable team. Like that's I don't read too much into that loss. And yeah, the Eagles look, especially Jalen Hurts, look horrible against the Giants on a Thursday night. But I don't know, like we're just giving up on the defending Super Bowl champs and making it -1.5, like against the Vikings. I mean, am I missing something here? The Eagles seem so easy to me. I just the Vikings. I mean, outside of the game against Jake Browning and where they had a couple of defensive touchdowns and one in a romp. I mean, have they really done anything to like impress you? They almost lost to the Bears. They had to come back and score 3 touchdowns, I believe, in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that was McCarthy, and they got absolutely embarrassed by the Falcons. That was one of the most pathetic offensive efforts I've ever seen, only to be topped by the Falcons the following week. But I mean, what have they really done this year? They almost lost both London games. They had to have an engineer game-winning drive against Cleveland last week, and they were there for an additional week. They were adjusted.
Yeah.
So what am I missing? Why are the Eagles only minus 1.5? I think it is.
Because
I really like the Eagles, but it seems too
Yeah.
easy. So what do you think here?
Well, they've lost 2 in a row, and people are down on them. They lost to the Giants as big favorites. Like people are going to be hesitant to bet them, and they are. Now the public is on the Eagles for like 62% or something like that. It's not a lot. So the public doesn't think it's that easy. Now, for me, it was injury question marks because Jalen Carter, he missed last week's game. He's questionable after being limited all week. The Vikings are not going to have Andrew Van Ginkel again, one of their best defenders, but it sounds like they're going to have Blake Cashman back, who hasn't played since week 1. Cashman's really good against the run, but we don't know if he's going to be healthy too in his first game back. So there's that question. And then on the offensive line, they're still down their center, Ryan Kelly, because he is on IR. And then the right tackle, Brian O'Neill, he was limited all week too. He's questionable too. So I wanted some clarity on this game injury-wise, but we haven't gotten it, unfortunately. So, but I do like the Eagles. Evan and I have the Eagles on our card as our 5th team. We're debating Eagles versus Chargers as the 5th game. I do like the Eagles here. I don't think I'd take Minnesota. So if you want this on the card, that's fine. But it's not like one of my favorite picks, but I do think the Eagles are the right side.
Yeah, I do too. Let's keep it on maybe for now.
Okay, I will put it on maybe. Okay, so it is moving up. The line is moving upwards. It seems like 2.5s and 2s out there, whereas in the contest it's 1.5. Which is like not a big deal, but at least it's not moving the other way.
Mm-hmm.
So if Eagles use Saquon correctly, they'll win this game. Knowing the coordinator Patullo, he probably won't. That's been an issue. Maybe with the mini bye, they'll figure something out. Also, Walter, what's the status in Joe Carter? Yeah, I said he's limited all week, so he's questionable. We don't know yet. Wentz is going to drive down the field, losing by 1, and throw a pick to lose the game, and the Vikings cover. Yeah, it could happen. Wentz, by the way, did play against the Eagles already. He lost 24-8 in his only game, so this is not like first time revenge.
Yeah. Got you.
Right. Denver, Cleveland, Kansas City teaser. Who do you like least in this teaser? How many points is it, Hen Hunt? Is it 10 points? If it's only 6 or 7, I don't like Cleveland because you're going through 0 and you're not getting any key numbers. But if it's 10, then you are. What would it be? It would be 7.5, right? You get Cleveland plus 7.5. I think I like that a lot. And then Denver. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'd probably be Denver, probably, because I would love Cleveland plus 7.5 and Kansas City minus 2.5. So just by default, it's Denver, but it seems like a good teaser to me. So if it is 10 points,
agreed.
Yeah, Quacky, very smart taking Denver this
week. Oh well, we'll see. Thank you. Thanks for joining for 16K.
Okay. So you had this one. Let's see if I like anything else this week. We talked about that. There's no other game where I have a bet. So I don't know if we'd have anything else in the card here. Well, let's talk about this. I think this is interesting. Redskins Cowboys. Evan brought this up to me via text today, where he was like, "Why are the Cowboys favored by 1 now?" And we have Redskins minus 1.5 in the Circa Millions contest. And I was like, is Debo out too? Because Terry McLaurin's out. So if Debo's out, that means both starting receivers for Washington's out. So normally I would have I kind of like maybe sway me to the other side when you have cluster injuries like that. But I don't know if Dallas can take advantage of it. Like they have bad defensive back play. With Trayvon Diggs is going to be out. So I don't think they can take advantage of it. Plus, Jane Daniels can still run. They still have Ertz. Noah Brown's coming back. Luke McCaffrey's looked decent. I wouldn't be too concerned about the Redskins. I think this is an overreaction to move it to +1. Not that means anything for our contest, but still, I think if you like Washington, getting +1 now is it's kind of interesting. It's like a 2% benefit, but it's still something. It does add up if you make a lot of bets. So I'm not. And Evan and I considered this on our card. I'll say that. And like at the time, I thought maybe, but like now with the cluster injuries, not that I think it's that meaningful, but I think like it's enough to sway us out when we liked other games as well. But I'm still inclined to take Washington. Do you have any opinion on this game?
I like Washington, but I don't love it, especially with that line movement. It's not too much, but I don't really have a strong feeling in this game. So
Okay. All right. Yeah. Me neither. I just wanted to bring up the fact
yeah,
that the favorites switch sides, which is I thought was interesting. All right. Any other games for you?
let me see here.
All right. Well, what we haven't touched on yet is Rams, Jaguars, Raiders, Chiefs. What else? And
I don't know, maybe
Falcons, 49ers.
you think maybe I should just take the Chiefs and the Survivor? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think they're going to lose. But to quote Andy said this is one of the worst offensive lines he's ever seen for the Raiders. And it's saying a lot. Andy's been handicapping since 1990. So,
wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't see the Chiefs losing, and I guess I shouldn't save a team. I don't know. I'm just over here thinking out loud.
The Chiefs do have a tough schedule. I'll say that. But like they do have an obvious spot where you use them in Week 16 against Tennessee. But what if Mahomes is out? Like, what if he gets hurt? And then you can't use him there.
Right.
That's why I say like you really shouldn't save teams. You should have a game plan. Like if it's close, like you should have like, okay, I could use this team there. But if it's like the most obvious play, I think you should take them because like you just never know when you can use that team again because like Mahomes gets hurt, you can't use them. So, but and you're not in the situation that Evan is in the Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like in that situation, you absolutely have to save the teams because like if like you use all 6 teams on Thanksgiving, or I guess it's 8 teams the Black Friday game. Like if you don't have any of those teams available, you're done. You're just done. You're automatically lost. So you need to have a game plan for that. So. But in your scenario, I don't think you need to worry about saving the Chiefs. You know what I mean?
Imagine finding yourself in that situation. I mean, that would be a really bad oversight. But you're like, it's like, okay, I'm at Thanksgiving, I'm still in it. You're like, oh crap, I'd be so pissed. I mean, that would be you
do at that point. You try to still submit one of those teams, hoping that they don't see it.
yeah, exactly.
but like it's amazing. I don't know if you knew this, but every single week this year, there's been at least 5 people who have forgotten to submit their entries.
That's crazy.
It's $1,000 entry. This is not like I can see if this is like a $10 contest. You're like, oh, whatever. Or if like week 1 you forget because like you signed up 2 months ago, you just forgot. Okay, I get it. But it was week 6 last week, and they already made 5 entries, and like 5 people forgot to enter. What are these people? Just $1,000 contest. Let me just forget to enter it.
Jeez, man. Holy God. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. The words of Polymarket Football, Rashi Rice is getting the full load. So any thoughts on this game? I personally think that like this Chiefs team is different than last year's. It feels like it's going to be different because they have good weapons and they have good blocking. So like last year, I think the Raiders would have been automatic play because like the Chiefs couldn't cover a spread to save their lives, even though they kept winning. But this year it feels like they're better. Like they covered against the Giants, for example, and they beat the Lions by 13. Like they seem like they've improved, but I just still don't trust them. Like they still don't like feel like they try to win by margin. You know what I mean? Even though the Raiders are, to quote Andy, garbage. So what do you think about this game?
I feel like the Chiefs. I mean, even though we took them last week and they came through for us against the Lions, I don't know. I still need to see more from them because it's like we've seen a couple different versions of them that we aren't used to seeing. Thank you so much, Kevin, for another super chat.
Kevin. Yeah, thank you. Hey, says great content, longtime reader since 07, never paid. Sorry. Thanks for publishing and doing these shows. Enjoy your weekend. Good luck. Yeah, Kevin. Thank you for chatting with us and giving us these super chats. I'm not joking when I say YouTube ads pay nothing. Like they really don't pay anything. So like one of your single super chats pays more than YouTube. It's not a joke. So thank you so much. And thanks for reading since 07. That's awesome. That's actually the year I started full time the site. I started in '99, but it became my full-time job in '07. So you've been along like the entire time there. So really appreciate it.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
so cool.
almost 20 years. It's insane. So thanks. Yeah.
All right.
So what were you saying about this game? Sorry, kind of cut you off there.
I still need to see more from the Chiefs yet. Yeah, having Rice back is obviously going to be a huge help. This Raiders team has looked pretty terrible all year. I don't see them losing, but I don't want to play this game with the Chiefs. I'm not 100% sure what to make of them yet this season. Last year they showed us that they can't win by margin. I'm hesitant to take such a big spread with them just yet. But I do like them for Survivor. I think I don't know. Maybe I will switch my pick to them for Survivor, but I'd stay away from this one until they show they can consistently win by margin. Last year they couldn't, so yeah, I'll stay away here.
Okay, I think we only have 2 games if I'm not mistaken. Rams, Jaguars. Any consideration there? Puka Nacua out, Rob Havenstein out for the Rams, but the Jaguars not going to have their best defensive player, Devin Lloyd. So probably a wash, I guess. I don't know how to gauge that, but to me, like the 6:30 a.m. start time for the Rams is problematic. Yeah. You know what I mean? So any thoughts here?
I'm just staying. Is this the last one, or there's some more?
I think we still have. I think we have Falcons, Niners as well.
Oh no! I mean the international games. Is this
and less international
of the season?
No. So this is the last one for a while.
I'm over here rolling my eyes because I thought you were telling me there's another international game. You thought I meant just games we haven't talked about. We got more to talk about.
No. This is the last. This is the last one in London. This is the last one for a few weeks. In a few weeks after this, we're gonna have a Germany game, and then we're gonna have a Spain game. So first Spain game ever. Can't wait. It's gonna be so much different than the other ones.
Yeah. I just think we should stay away from these international games altogether. Seems like all of them have been like low scoring and boring.
Yeah.
That rhymes. Yeah, I don't know. I never know what to expect here. It's so weird. It's almost like maybe just because of the timing of it, it doesn't seem like football. It seems like, I don't know how to put it. It seems like something else.
Yeah,
it's dressed up differently, you know.
Yeah,
and it's just not. It doesn't have the same. I mean, there have been, I guess, that Steelers Vikings game that got exciting at the end, but I feel like a lot of these games are just very boring. And you know, I mean, 13-11, that's what they want to see, you know.
Yeah, that'll create some fans in London.
That was not scoregami either.
No, I guess not. So. Yeah, I don't like this game either. If I had to pick, I guess it'd be the Rams, but luckily we don't have to bet this game. We don't have to bet every game.
I guess I'd probably take the Rams too, but I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, I keep having the same thing happens every single Sunday morning, where I'm boycotting these games. So I watch them later, but I don't watch them live the first half. And so what tends to happen is I get awakened by something. You know, like last week my son bursts into my room. My son 3.5. He bursts into my room, and it's like, time to go to Baziz's birthday party. I'm like, oh my god, why are you waking me up? I'm like, I actually yelled, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, Connie? And then like, apparently my wife told Conrad, my son, to go up to wake me up because it was football game time, and for some reason he yelled it was time to go to someone's birthday party. So he didn't get the message correctly. So I woke up and I looked at the score and I saw that the Jets had kicked the field goal, and then I saw Denver was driving, and so I put my head back down, and then like I saw that Denver scored 3 touchdowns in a row, and Jets kicked the field goal, and it was Denver 21-6. And then I opened my eyes. I'm like, wait, that didn't happen. That was my dream. And like, and so this has happened to me every single London game so far, every single plus every single European game so far. Where like I think the week before I woke up, I had to go to the bathroom, so I went to the bathroom, then I came back and checked the score, and then like, in my head, the Vikings were beating the Steelers, and they're 17-3. And then I woke up. I'm like, wait, that didn't happen. And like, I just keep getting the same thing keeps happening every week, and it's so annoying that like I don't want to bet this game because then I'm not invested in it. I don't care. You know what I mean? So I'm done. I'm done with these stupid 9:30 a.m. games.
Yeah, I've had it too. That's pretty. Your dreams have come true a lot though, haven't they? What was the golfer that you picked?
Ryan Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a dream over the summer, I guess people who didn't listen over the summer may not know. Ryan Fox in the Canadian Open. I had a dream that he won the Canadian Open, and I've never seen. I didn't know what Ryan Fox looked like. I never like if he was walking down the street, I would not know him. I know the name because he's a golfer and I handicap it, but like I wouldn't know what he looked like. But I don't know why. I had a dream that Ryan Fox won the Canadian Open, and then on my golf's picks, I wrote like, hey, I like Ryan Fox. Actually showed up pretty well in my model, and I was like, you know what, Ryan Fox is like top 10 in my model. He's like number 9. And I'm like, I also had a weird dream where I dreamt that Ryan Fox won the Canadian Open, so I'm going to bet him here. And he ended up winning the Canadian Open.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that that Sunday, and he was losing for most of Sunday. Like he had a comeback and won. That Sunday, unfortunately, I had to put my dog down. My dog Sherlock, who I had since 2014. And he's just old age. He's 10. But he's a big dog, so like 10's pretty old for big dogs. Yeah, he couldn't like walk or anything anymore. He's so miserable. He's throwing up all over himself. So, but we had to put him down. And then like when we were leaving the animal hospital, I checked my phone and I saw that Ryan Fox was losing, but he was in second place. And for some reason, I just had this feeling that he was just going to win. Like I was like, I don't want to hedge. I didn't even hedge. I'm like, I'm not going to hedge. I think he's going to win and come back. Wow. And he did. And it's like, it's crazy, man. It was just
that's unbelievable. That's so wild.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I've had some dreams that come true, but I've had some dreams that have not come true, and they have to do with European games. And I'm sick of these stupid European games. Yeah. I hate them so much. Make football American again, please. Yeah. In London time, LA will be 1:30 a.m. for the Jags. Will be 4:30. I wonder if you'd rather play football. This 6:30 a.m. time is so tough for them, but like, sorry, I got it. Whenever I get a text at 1 a.m., I have to look to see who it is. I don't know. This could be someone in trouble. But anyway, but Sean McVay has done really well on the East Coast 1 o'clock games. So if someone could do this, it could be him, And plus, as you said, the Jaguars aren't a good team. They're overrated. So, and I feel the same way. So. But yeah, I don't want to be worried about this game. That's my point.
Yeah, so. It sucks too if you put it on the card and then it loses. I mean, obviously, if you win, it's nice. But like when it loses, it's like, damn, it's like the slate hasn't even really started and you're already 0-1. Like
that's hard. It's hard. It's the worst feeling. It's hard.
Yeah. It's
yeah. All right. So I think we only have 49ers Falcons left. Let me make sure we've talked. Saints Bears. Oh, Saints Bears we didn't talk about. So we have 2 games. We have 2 games left. We did briefly touch on the Bears as far as like being scared to take him in the in Survivor.
Yeah, I would not.
Do you have any lean on this game? Do you have any urge to put this on the card as a maybe at least? Any?
No, I mean for me it's definitely Saints or nothing. I mean I've been saying it all year. I'm a fan of Rattler. He plays. Yeah, he hasn't been great, but he's been better, and he goes out and plays tough. This Saints team has hung in every game. Except for the bad loss against Seattle. Mm-hmm. So and I've bet them. I took them a couple times in my super contests and circuit cards. I feel like I have a pretty good read on this team. I don't know who the Bears are to be favored by this much over everyone. Maybe I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but I mean I don't love it. I'd probably take the Saints. I would not take the Bears for that's too scary for me. I wish Evan luck, but.
Yeah, it's like I said, I told Evan, oh no.
Yeah.
because the Bears kicker is Jake Moody and Evan's a Niners fan. So he has had to endure Jake Moody's bad kick.
Yeah.
And like what if the Bears need a field goal to win and Moody misses? And Evan's gonna he's gonna kick himself for this. I don't know. I'm scared for his entry. I think he took New England and Chicago because he has 2 entries left. So, so I hope he still has 2 entries left after this week. But I am worried about it. No, you're right. Like the Saints have been better than expected. I don't think they're a good team at all. Like I think they have a lot of flaws, but they are well coached. Like Kellen Moore seems like he's doing a great job so far. He just doesn't have the horses right now. Like it's just nothing there at the moment. Outside of a couple things here and there. Like the run defense is really good. They have 2 good receivers, although I do worry about Olave staying healthy because of the concussions. And, Rattler has played better, but he's not the quarterback of the future. So, and they have Kamara still, but it sounds like he's going to be traded soon or whatever. But yeah, but the Bears coming off an upset win on Monday Night Football, short week. This is a team that could easily be 1-4 right now. Like think about that. Like they could have, they should have lost to Washington. Washington just gave that game away. And then against the Raiders, they were outgained by a lot, but like the Raiders made so many mistakes, So if they're 1-4, what would this line be? It would not be 4.5. Yeah. Certainly not. So, yeah.
I'll stay away from it, but I like the Saints here. They've been playing. They played pretty well, much better than the record indicates, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know if you talked about DeAndre Swift yet, but he's dealing with a groin issue as well. I picked up Monangai in one of my leagues. I didn't think Swift. I didn't see on the injury report though. But if he is banged up, then yeah, I think Monangai is fine to own. Yeah, Swift. Okay, yeah, I guess I missed that. Swift is full limited, with and he's questionable. So let me mark that down on the spreadsheet because I post this on the website. Oh no, I actually did. I just actually did have it on the spreadsheet. Full limited. At least there's not a DMP, but if he's not 100%, then you might see Monangai a little bit more than normal. And given that like I keep saying Swift had this Swift has a long injury history, then I think it makes sense to have Monangai on the team. So I actually think I have Monangai on one of my teams as well. I have a lot of injuries on the team. Swift will play, but imagine a groin injury. He's going to play, and just another reason to side with the Saints. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so I think that's it, except for the Sunday night game. Let me make sure. Yes. So, okay, Falcons, 49ers. So obviously the Niners have a lot of injuries. They just lost Fred Warner. They already didn't have Nick Bosa. It's just like 2 awesome players, like 2 future Hall of Famers, just out for the Niners. The defense is going to be horrible. After they lost Warner last week, they couldn't stop Tampa with receivers 4 through 6, and you even mentioned that like that game was close for a while, but then Tampa just couldn't stop scoring because Warner was out. And then the Niners are at least going to get George Kittle back, but still no Brock Purdy once again, no Ricky Pearsall. But the Falcons do have an injury as well. Jake Matthews may not play. Jake Matthews this week is DMP limited, which doesn't sound great. He might try to fight through the injury and play, but even if he does, he may not be 100%. So the Falcons could be down their top 3 tackles. So suddenly cluster injuries there, but the Niners can't take advantage of that because there's no Nick Bosa, so they don't really have much of a pass rush. So I'm not too concerned about that for Atlanta. What I am concerned about though is the last time they came off a national TV win, they laid this huge egg against Carolina. Could they do it again? Yeah, maybe, right? I mean, Bijan even said, like, all eyes are on us after that Bills win. I worry about Atlanta being a no-show once again. So even though the Niners are so banged up, I think like it's hard to take Atlanta here. I think it's a horrible spot for them. But the Niners are so injured, so I just don't know what to do with this game.
I actually like the Niners quite a bit. Injuries obviously are a concern. But yeah, like you mentioned, we saw what happened the last time the Falcons did this. Now they're going on the road across a couple time zones facing a coach that used to coach them.
Yeah.
I really like the spot. I got to hand it. I hate the 49ers, but I got to hand it to them. They've been resilient this year. They've battled a ton of injuries. And Mac Jones, he's exceeded expectations for sure, at least for me. But I mean, this team's shown they're resilient. This line looks like it's begging you to take the Falcons too, and I'm just, I don't know. I'm not ready to trust them in this spot. I think Vegas is really trying to get you to take Atlanta here.
Well, they are,
I think the 49ers, their loss to the Bucs, that game was closer than the score indicated, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
Atlanta has the fourth most bets this week, as pointed out earlier. So,
geez, I'm picking a lot of favorites lately, huh?
well, the public's taking all the dogs, so
interesting.
the pivot.
That's funny how that works.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Any consideration for the Niners on the card?
Yeah, I like him a decent bit, but I
So
feel
maybe.
like maybe we've found some other ones that are.
All right. Well, I put it down as a maybe, even though it's our last game. So, real fast, does DJ Moore playing change any thoughts you had on Luther Burden earlier this week? Yeah, I mean, Burden, I thought could like Wally Pip, DJ Moore potentially. But it's like he's not going to get as many targets now with Moore playing. So, I'm not as high on him. But I think later in the season he could maybe pass Zacchaeus as a third receiver. Plus, Moore could get hurt too at some point. All right, let me put our definites on the comments here. So our definites, and let me know if you want to keep any of them or all of them, I should say. Definites: Chargers -1.5 over the Colts, Detroit -5.5 over Tampa, Cleveland -2.5 over Miami.
Let's keep all those. Yeah.
Okay. Figured I think by post trade deadline, I think is when Burden. Yeah, I think Moore could be traded too. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, maybes we have 6 of them. We have to choose 2 of these 6. So let's see what we have here. We have Packers -6.5 over Arizona, Jets +1.5 against the Panthers, Broncos -7 against the Giants, Patriots -7 at Tennessee, Eagles -1.5 at Minnesota, San Francisco -1.5 against Atlanta. Is there any team you want to kind of eliminate to make our lives easier here? Because we have to pick 2 of these 6.
Yeah. Geez, I can't believe we only like one underdog. That's wild.
Dude,
you seem to really like the Jets.
Well, I mean, I like other games more. The Jets might be the 5th team on my card. You know what I mean? Like if we only had to pick 4, then I don't think they'd make the cut. And I will say the most picked games this week, as I said before, Colts underdog number 1, Buccaneers underdog number 2, Giants underdog number 3, Atlanta underdog number 4. The public loves the underdogs. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it? It's insane. So
yeah, I mean, there's a creaky chair. Yeah, now I'm starting to second guess. I really like Denver. I mean, but I know that's going to contradict your plays.
It's okay.
I don't know, man. I think if we take Green Bay and it hits, I think that's a sharp call. I think a lot of people. You said Arizona's heavily bet, yeah, or no?
Let me see. Hold on.
I think
no, that's about it's 50-50.
Okay, I feel like this is the game where their defense at this point needs to make a statement, and this is a good opportunity to do that.
Okay,
I really think they're going to win this but man, that Eagles. The thing is, a lot of these favorites seem so easy to me.
Well, except for New England, a lot of them aren't being bet though. With Green Bay's 50-50. Broncos are. Giants are getting bet heavily. The Patriots, like I said, Eagles are about 60%, nothing there. And the Falcons are getting bet heavily against the Niners. So even though it seems too easy, it's really not. The only one that may seem easy is New England,
Right. Okay. Well, which one do you think you like the most here?
The one I like the most is New England, but I'm going to have that on all my cards. So if we have some differentiation, that's fine. I'm okay with having that. And there's an opportunity to have some picks I don't have on the other cards. Like I'm not going to have Green Bay on the other cards. I'm not going to have Denver on the other cards. I'm only going to have the Eagles on one other card, and I'm not going to have the Niners on any other cards. And I do like those sides. Like if I'm not too worried about the Niner injuries, and like maybe that's countered with all the Falcons. The fact that the Falcons could have another letdown. And again, this is another opportunity to fade an NFC South team out of the division. I know the Falcons just beat the Bills, but the Bills haven't played a good game in a long time. It's since week 2, the Bills haven't played a good game. So is Atlanta's win over Buffalo like that impressive? I think like it was definitely a nice win. I want to take away from too much from it, but given that Buffalo almost lost to the Saints and almost lost to the Dolphins and lost to the Patriots, like it's not that a crazy of an upset. So
yeah, I don't think so either. Want to take the Packers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take the Packers. And
see what else do you like here? I'll let you kind of get dibs on the next one.
Again, New England's my top play there, but if it's like it's gonna be in all 4 cards too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want the Jets on too many cards. I like them, but I don't love them. So that'll, and we already picked Green Bay. So that's if we take those 3 out, we only have Denver -7, Philly -1.5, San Francisco -1.5. I think San Francisco -1.5 looks good to me.
I like it too.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this is a good spot.
Spot. I think so too. Especially with like the public, public's all over Atlanta, and this line's rising. So it's another one. It's another one of those.
Interesting.
Yeah, and plus, like Atlanta may not have, if they don't have either tackle. Again, like maybe the Niners can't take advantage of that, but like maybe Michael Williams shows up. Like he hasn't played well this year. Their first round rookie. They took him in number 10. Maybe they show up. They still, Bryce Huff is still getting to the quarterback. So let me look at the pressures. Bryce Huff is 19. Michael Williams is 13. So it's not like he's been that bad. And Nick Bosa is still 3rd on the team in pressures, even though he's been out since week 3. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, this team is messed up injury wise.
Wow.
They do get Kittle back, so that's nice.
Okay, well, that's good news for the home team.
Yeah. We have a couple other comments. Who should I start between Henderson and Monangai? I think Henderson. Like Monangai may not get much work, although if it is a 1:00 game, both are 1:00 games. If Swift is out, then I think you go Monangai. But if Swift is in, then Monangai may get like 7 touches or something. I don't know if you know who Dr. Jesse Morse is. He thinks Monangai is a sneaky flex play. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, if he thinks Swift is out, then yeah, I agree. But if Swift is in, it's kind of tough to play him. To Quacky's point, Salah has been doing really well despite the injuries. Yeah, I mean, the Niners are really well coached. Like that is certainly an edge they have here. They are much better coached than the Falcons.
Yeah. Parrot, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's put our card on
display for the world to see. Shout it from the mountaintops.
Yes. Hold on.
What do you think we're going to do if, like, let's say we're in like the last 3 weeks and we're in like the top 10? Are we going to advertise our picks? I mean, I guess people would have to find us too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you think it would matter?
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
we can cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, that's true.
Holmes. I screwed this one up. Really badly.
You're good.
Hold on. I really messed this one up. I apologize. I should have done better. Holmes Hall Heroes, not Holmes Heroes.
There you go.
Holmes Heroes sounds like we're Sherlock Holmes fans. Holmes Hall Heroes. That's where we lived. Holmes Hall at Penn State. Good old North Commons at Penn State.
Yeah.
Home of the
shout out to the Blue Spoon Deli.
Oh, Blue Spoon Deli.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
I love Blue Spoon Deli. I miss it
Yeah.
so much. It's so good. They make the food right in front of you. You can order anything. You ask the person behind the grill. You're like, I want this and this and this and this, and they'll just make it for you. They make anything you
Yeah.
want.
I
It's
love the Blue
amazing.
Spoon Deli.
Their pizza is good. Their sandwiches are good. I love their chicken sandwiches. So good.
Salads were good. They're good salads.
Yeah. I used to get barbecue chicken sandwich and cheese fries. So, man,
Yeah.
I loved it so much. I miss it. That's like if I go back to Penn State, I haven't been back since like 09. That's like first place I'm going. I don't even know if I don't know if they still have it, but yeah, Blue Spoon Deli is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a 2 minute walk from actually no less. It was like a 1 minute walk from our dorm. It was like actually 30,
it was right
30
there.
seconds. It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, it was clutch.
Yeah, so good. Anyway, and it was open late too. It was open like till what, like 10 or 11 or something.
Yeah, I remember that. That's great.
Yeah. Actually, I went there for the Super Bowl halftime show when Janet Jackson had that wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, nice.
I missed it. I was like, I'm hungry. Let me get a hoagie and a slice of pizza. And so I came back, and then that's everyone was talking about. I was like, oh man, I missed it. But you know what? I had a good sandwich and a good slice of pizza, and it was worth it. So,
anyway. I mean, that's the only halftime show that might be worth watching. I hate all halftime shows.
Me too.
Man, I shouldn't hate. I'm sorry. I'm anti halftime show.
You're not into Bad Bunny.
No, I'm not. Well, it's not even that. I'm not into any halftime show of any kind. It never made any sense to me. I don't understand why people are so intrigued by it.
They should. I joke about this, but they should really do it. They should do like Quizzo, where like people can go online and guess the answers real fast, and it's like it has to be super fast so people can't look it up. And like the winner gets something, like a signed autograph jersey or something.
Yeah.
That
would be a lot cooler. I just do not understand the intrigue of the halftime show of any kind. I do not. But I know a lot of people enjoy it. That's good for them. I'm not hating on anybody. I always turn it off. I always turn the TV off during the halftime show. I can't take it.
I only watch it. I only watch it because I do the live blog, and I used to do the live blog. I didn't do that anymore because I put the kids to bed. But that's not true. I did the live blog this year, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, I do it for the reactions, and so I could post it on the live blog. So, actually, I think I did do it this past year because actually my son slept over at my parents' house. I watched it at my parents' house, and my son came with me, and he slept over there. My mom put him to bed, so that helped me out. Because usually I miss the first quarter of every Thursday and Sunday night game and Monday night game because I have to put my son to bed.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so and he needs 3 books, and he has these long science books. Like they are long. Like he loves them, and I like reading to him. But like, dude, they're so long. It's like never ending. I sometimes do like every other page, and sometimes he catches it. He's like, "Daddy, you missed this page." I'm like, "Oh man."
Oh wow.
Anyway, so our card looks like this. 5 favorites, but like I'm not worried about it because the public is on the dogs. So it's like we sort of had the underdogs, you know what I mean? Like
in a way.
in a way, in a roundabout way, so yeah, that's about it. Anything else before we hop off?
I think that's it. I gotta head to bed. I drove 12 hours today just to be here for actually, it went by so quickly though. It felt like 3 hours. Honestly, it went by so quickly.
How long did it take you? It's 12 hours, you said?
12 hours, yeah.
12 hours. That's not.
Well, I left at 7 this morning.
It's like a whole day just gone.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very relaxing for me, and I got to take some time to think about the games and everything. So,
okay, you should. If you go 5-0, you got to make 12-hour drive.
Yeah. Just need some time to break away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, thanks. Hey, what's up, Mike? Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. Yeah. Have a great time with you all as always, and I'm hoping we can keep the momentum going here, Walt.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to go 5-0, 4-1 this week. If we go 4-1, we're 22-13, which sounds great. Yeah. So proud of you, Quacky.
Thank you. Yeah, and hey, real quick, I'll just do my play. Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Quacky T. Hey, hockey season started. I put a play out last week that hit. I only do underdog hockey plays. We got our first one of the year. I maybe do a couple a week. I look for something very specific, but Walter will tell you my track record with the hockey plays is pretty good.
It's super. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it feels like 80% sometimes.
Yeah, and they're all underdog money lines. So we hit with the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think they're like plus 135. So yeah, make sure you're on the lookout. Give me a follow, and the hockey picks are usually pretty decent. So
Yeah. By the way, I've been
okay.
past 2 nights. I have been taking the favorites after they go down a goal, and they're underdogs. They're live underdogs. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's worked so far. I'm definitely up. I'm definitely up right now.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, I had actually my picks are I had a second one, but I forgot to tweet it out just last night. But I had the Canucks, another underdog, and they won. They were down 2-0, and they won 5-3, I think. So
they were down tonight, and I took them. They were down to the Blackhawks 1-0. I took them as like plus 150 or plus 170, I think. And then they went down 2-0. I'm like, okay, I guess we lost this one. They came back and won 3-2, and a nice win there. So.
Oh, how about the Golden Gophers, man? They won.
Yeah, that's right. We start 1-0 college football.
I took the Golden Gophers. I love the Gophers, man.
Yeah, that was Nebraska favored by way too many points tonight. So
that was fantastic. 24-6. It wasn't even close.
Yeah. They were 7.5-point underdogs. They won by 18. It's crazy.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome.
You could have taken the minus 17.5 alt line.
Yeah, yeah, Drew. I hope good luck in your fantasy hockey. You're with your team. I had a lineup that cashed that with the Blue Jackets. I started their goalie, Mers Lincolns, and a couple Blue Jackets players. I had a cash lineup, but
nice.
Geez, I almost cashed last night, and I had a free entry as just 550 crowns. I was in 11th place at one point. It was like $300, but I had Fryermuth and Yossi Vash. But it's like, man, that last catch that Yossi Vash made, it's like, if he just kind of hurtled away, he would have broken away for a touchdown. I might have had a better shot, but I got as high as 11th. I still cashed. Not bad for a free entry, but
yeah,
it was like you love when you get to see your lineup, your showdown. Like every player is on fire. It's like, oh, you got a shot. You got a shot. So
underdogs been giving free $5 bets, I think, for the NFL. That's all I bet. So I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I needed one more catch from DK. Yeah, we got robbed on Jalen Warren receptions. He really caught 6 passes. They put him down for 4. That's ridiculous. Butters, by the way, Butters almost won the showdown. Well, he didn't. It looked like he may have been able to win the showdown. He had the winning lineup, but instead of Jalen Warren, he had DK Metcalf. And so he's like, this is a sweat. If Metcalf catches a long touchdown, he could be in first place. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But and then like Pat Fryer, that's before Pat Fryer caught 2 touchdowns, so that ruined it. But for a while, it looked like he would have a chance to take down the whole thing. So yeah, he's been pretty hot with his
that's great.
his DFS content. So
yeah.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. All right, guys. Anyway, so yeah, thank you so much for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. Thanks especially to Kevin Kovac for $5, $10, $15, $20, $25 in super chat, super stickers. Thank you so much, Kevin. Really appreciate it. Like, you're the man. You just help us so much. So please hit like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, imagine if you called the Hail Mary. Seriously. So please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. I'm gonna have the Saturday notes up soon, very soon. I think I'm gonna actually lock in the Browns because I'm worried about that line moving to 3. And we're gonna post a couple of props tomorrow as well, updated DraftKings stuff, and then final thoughts on Sunday. So just look for all that content on the site. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Good luck with all your picks. Have fun watching the games, and we'll be back on Tuesday.
See y'all.